Yeah, that is my face when I terrorise my neighbours for months on end. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a CLA video, and to be honest at this point, I kind of miss her. I mean, it's in a Stockholm Syndrome type of way, but they all count, probably. But either way, somebody that doesn't miss her when she's away is her neighbour, because as you've seen, he's finally snapped, and to be honest, I don't blame him.
Carry on banging and I'll send the footage to the council. Alexa, stop!
In fairness, Alexa then did stop. Unfortunately, CLA didn't do the same. And I mean, the irony of threatening to report to the council is hilarious. I mean, especially when you see what else she's been up to in the last couple of weeks. But to be honest, overall, I'm just kind of surprised at how level-headed she is here. She's not shouting and screaming, so that might be a positive development. I mean, there's a low bar, but we will take the wins we can get at this point.
It's my fault that the phone fell on the floor. Is it my fault that my phone fell on the floor?
Yeah, never mind, she switched again. I mean, 15 seconds might be a new record for CLA. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get angrier quicker. Like 1 second she will be smiling, and then the next she is in full rage mode. It is kind of terrifying, but as long as you keep your distance, I reckon you'll probably be fine. I mean, no promises, but probably is pretty decent odds. Unfortunately, not everybody got this message, because people did start turning up to her house in the last week. Yeah, so obviously I don't need to tell you that going to someone's house and harassing them is bad, but whoever this is, they are very brave. If you catch CLA on a bad day, she will come for you. I mean, if you catch her on a good day, she still will probably come for you. Luckily for him, though, she only called the police. And as you're about to see from this, quite frankly, deranged conversation, we can at least rest easy knowing that CLA is never going to change for any reason whatsoever.
Police, what's your emergency?
Oh, hi, darling. I'm TikTok famous.
I actually should expect this from CLA every single time at this point, but I'm not going to lie to you, it's still funny like every single time I see it. I think she might actually be incapable of entering a conversation without saying she's famous. She could be in mortal danger and she would still find a way to slip that into the conversation.
And I'm on live now and I'm sat in my property and I've got people screaming outside my house and it's all recorded on my live. I'm Chelsea Leon, also known as Leanne Feely.
Yeah, she's really hammering that one home. It's strong branded, to be fair. Unfortunately, it is also very annoying. But you win some and you lose some in this game. To be honest, I probably could learn a thing or two from her. So if you don't drop a sub, then I'm going to do a CLA. That might be an empty threat, but you'll never know. That aside, though, what we do know is that CLA, she's just going to keep waffling.
Do you want police to attend?
Well, if they're going to carry on screaming, because, you know, obviously I've got neighbours that are going to be hearing all this.
Yeah, if we've learned anything from the first clip, is that CLA really does care about her neighbours. And you'd think it couldn't get any stupider, but obviously it does. I mean, that might be the only thing you can be certain of when it comes to CLA.
Okay, what's your location?
I'm Root Stallions on TikTok. If you can watch my live, you can see me on there because I'm live on the actual... I've got 3,000 people watching me now.
Yeah, so this is stupid at this point. I mean, we've seen Chronically Online before, but this might be another level. For that to be your default response in this situation, it's just kind of worrying, to be honest. And God forbid it was worse, which we have seen in some of the other TikTok videos. I'd say somebody should take away her phone, but I think TikTok did actually beat us on that one. And honestly, at this point, I'm not even sure if it is a good thing.
I've just got blocked, yeah, for violence and criminal, whatever it's saying. And I've lost my appeal or whatever. Because they make me react and say things. And you know, I'm fuming with what's going on this app.
She's fuming, so that makes a change. I mean, as we have seen in every single CLA video, she is just always angry. And to be honest, I don't blame her, you know. A lot of the stuff on TikTok is pretty awful. Unfortunately, she is part of the problem. And once she realises that, I think she might become a little bit too powerful.
And when I start going a bit cuckoo, then it's no one cares if I'm on camera. No one gives a shit no more. In real life, it'll just be 10 times worse. Alexa, pause. In real life, we all say the worst things.
Well, yeah, I mean, not all of us, but sure. I don't really get what point she's trying to make here. Maybe that her absolutely unhinged behaviour is now normalised on TikTok. And to be honest, I think that might strengthen the case against her. I mean, this is self-sabotage by this point, and we're only at the second clip. But I'll hear her out, because surely she's going to put up a good case.
Yeah, I'll say I'll booyaka the head off you. I don't mean it. It's just that you've just made me say that. So no one gives a shit, darling. Because you can never get me for that. I'm way too f***ing crazy. Mentally, on paper. So you've got no chance.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what getting booyaked means, but honestly, I'm not gonna risk it.
You know, and to be quite honest, right now, if I want to put myself back on benefits, I can, because I'm actually unfit to work. And, you know, everything that I'm going through on this thing as well, I leak my address, this, that, every day, bullshit, people hating on me, people making videos saying I'm not going to America, it's all darling.
I can only hope she's not referring to me. If you are, then I am terrified, scared for my life, and I'm probably going to delete my channel. I mean, there definitely is an irony involved in saying that she's going to go back on benefits. This is a person that claims to make 40k a week off TikTok. If your tagline is I'm rich or I'm famous, I think those might be off the cards. People in this country actually need them, and one of those people isn't CLA. I mean, I don't even know what she would buy by the looks of her house, maybe art. Let's give them to people that need them, maybe not CLA. But yeah, as you can probably imagine, this account deletion, it led to some anger on CLA's part, as if we needed any more, but you know what, we're just gonna have to deal with it now.
Half these little nerds requesting me. You've got one person watching you and you're making my life crash. I'll take them all down. Imagine being an absolute hole like that.
Just so nice. I mean, why wouldn't people want to give her their money? Seems like a great deal to be insulted on TikTok Live. And I've seen people give her like thousands of pounds at once. I mean, this is Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know how so many people have it, but to be giving this creator money, it just seems deranged to me. If somebody can enlighten me in the comments why people do this, because personally, I just can't think of a reason. But we'll get back to the CLA clips, because she then did go outside.
So no one cares. Stay away from me, you absolute weirdos. Roots.
Honestly, when I'm making these videos, my self-esteem just drops by like half. Every single one of these videos is her insulting the camera. This actually does feel personal. Again, it makes me question why anybody even gives her money, but I guess some questions just can't be answered. Luckily for everybody else, she then did go home, but her rampage, unfortunately, it wasn't over.
So dumb, man. They don't know where they're going. Get off the bike. Ring my buzzer right now.
Yeah, I really hope that isn't like a euphemism. I mean, I really, really hope that isn't a euphemism. And I think by this point we know that she really does hate delivery drivers. I mean, something must have happened in the past, because this hate is completely unprecedented.
No one has ordered nothing. Leave me alone, because I'm live on TikTok and everyone can hear you. Otherwise, I'll put the camera in your face and come downstairs. Leave me a fucking alone!
This is the most calm and reasonable CLA clip of all time. If you're a delivery driver of any kind in London, probably just retire. I mean, it's not worth it at the best of times, but imagine being on a shift and at the very end going to CLA's house. I honestly can't think of anything worse.
The guy is round the other side. He's across the road and he's telling me that I've given the wrong address. Hey, no one give you the wrong address. Your ass can't find it. Now I'm gonna cuss you when you come watch. He's not even getting off the bike.
So, I should expect this from CLA. I don't know why I don't, but every single time, it's just infuriating. We all probably know somebody that does act like this in real life, but typically, none of them stream it. And that's where CLA's different, to be putting this on the internet. And I mean, under no duress, she does this for fun at this point. Behaviour like this is so unhinged.
Right, my building's there. You're here, man. Is he gonna ring my buzzer or not? This is really annoying me.
Again, it really does sound like a euphemism, and I really don't want to imagine that. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to imagine that. Judging by how she's speaking to him, I think the Uber Eats driver also doesn't want to hear that.
It's still sat on the bike. Get off the bike, man. Oh my gosh, these people.
She is just so fuming at everything. This is stupid by this point. Honestly, there's got to be something that like calms her down. But I don't think there is, because this continues for the whole stream.
It's torture trying to speak to Just ring the goddamn buzzer. I'm having to tell him I've arrived. Ring the buzzer. Got it.
Have you ever ordered something from Uber Eats? They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I'm sorry, but ordering Uber Eats and expecting good service is kind of insane. And if you're ordering it like every week at this point, I think you should probably expect that. And I mean, sure, if you pay money, you can expect better. There's got to be some type of standard involved. But by the way, there is the option of walking to the shop. I know you think you're famous, but you're not going to get mobbed. I don't think anyone would recognise you. Maybe the neighbour from the start of the video, but that's about it.
I know, don't say I'm on live. I've got to say my address. Can you give me the shop here? I'm live. I've got thousands of people listening. I'm famous. Give me my shop here.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. This is arguably the most entitled TikToker of all time. I mean, I've compared it to Elphaba, and Elphaba in her own right is pretty crazy, but it's more of like a disgusting crazy. With CLA, it's just outrageous. The guy's just doing his job, and she screams in his face when he gets to her door. I mean, his eyes are probably watering, the smell probably did hit him as well. And it's just the fact that in every interaction, she always slips in that she is famous. Again, it goes back to the quote, if you were really famous, you wouldn't have to tell everybody. But honestly, we'll give it to her, because with the way that everything's looking, well, to be fair, she might just need that. Either way, for somebody that says they're rich and famous as much as CLA, she doesn't actually seem to be rich or famous.
Fucking hell, I've got bills to pay, darling. Now I've got the water bill, 500 quid. I've got debt collectors calling Thames Water, they want their cash.
TikToker pay your bills on time challenge. I mean, it isn't possible. It's just never happening. For somebody that claims they make upwards of 40k a month, a £500 water bill does seem like a massive issue for her. Maybe, and I'm just throwing this one out there, maybe she was lying. And yeah, I hear what you're saying. That would be the first time a TikToker has ever lied. There is a first time for everything. Hopefully we get a first CLA interaction without her saying that she's rich and famous at some point. I mean, it's pretty hopeful, but I think it will happen eventually. But she went to a restaurant recently, and unfortunately that wasn't one of those times.
But I literally, like, I'll be like half an hour maximum.
I understand that, but still I cannot send anyone without paying, madam. I cannot.
Yeah, but I'm famous. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I'm famous. There's a difference. I mean, this would be bad enough if she was actually famous, but knowing it's CLA, it just kind of makes it funny in a pathetic way. Again, this is another example of somebody that claims to be rich. If you were rich, then why can't you pay 60 quid? And it's not even like this charge has sprung up on her. She's consciously gone to a restaurant, eaten a full meal. It's only at the end of it that the bill becomes a problem. Conspiracy theory, but I think CLA might not actually be rich. But you know what? At least she's gracious about it.
Okay, but
Yes, well, I'm famous. Chelsea Liot, Google me. Chelsea Liot.
I will Google it after.
Google me now. I've got billions of views, darling. I'm a millionaire.
Billions of views, a millionaire, but they can't front a £60 bill. I mean, that does actually make sense, to be fair. CLA, I can only believe you. Unfortunately, the guy that worked at the restaurant didn't, and CLA, she wasn't happy about this.
The way that he's just treated me as well was so out of order. I'm telling the guy.
Yeah, he's an absolute disgrace. I mean, to expect you to pay for a meal which you have quickly eaten, that is absolutely unbelievable. CLA, you've done the right thing. Thank you for speaking up about this.
Me go and get my my card. It's declined, brother. The guy's like, I can't let you go without. I'm famous. I'm not gonna do that. I make 40k a week on TikTok. Do I look like a broke bitch?
I'm not gonna lie to you, CLA, you kinda do. I mean, let's believe your delusion that you make 40k a week for just a second. There is no way that you can't front that bill. The only explanation is that she just enjoys fucking with working class people. And for somebody that came from that background, she should kind of be ashamed of herself. And it's not an isolated incident. I mean, we've seen so many examples of this. I've done a couple of videos on it before, and I mean, she just does this routinely. At this point, this just has to be premeditated for interactions, and it's not like that was hidden in plain sight or anything, but it is just depressing.
I know we've got to pay for water. I understand. I'm not disputing the fact, but it's the fact that they based it on me paying all that money. But I'm just gonna pay it. It's fine.
I mean, I don't even know what she's saying at this point. I don't think it actually makes sense. She uses water but doesn't want to pay for it. That can only be described as a CLA moment.
61 quid for a water a month. That's ridiculous. I just live off bottled water. I've never paid for water in my life.
Yeah, good luck showering with bottled water. I mean, that might tell you everything you need to know about CLA. I'll let you make your own minds up, you know. No commentary required here. But maybe she's a bit more similar to Elphaba than we thought. Yeah, I think at this point we might know. But yeah, by this point, it was presumably getting to all of the stress. I mean, it's everything that she's put on herself, but that doesn't matter. I don't think CLA knows the definition of accountability, but she quickly learnt it through other means. Because she came on stream and she was crying about being famous. And it's arguably the most CLA thing of all time.
No, have I done the right thing or have I done the wrong thing? It's too late now, isn't it? You know, I can't go back to being just like someone no one knows, innit? It's too late.
Yeah, this is a type of mental illness that we've never seen before. I mean, it raises a good question. At what point do you go too far with TikTok? Can you ever go back to a normal job when you've tasted the heights of skipping out on 60 quid bills? I'm not sure you can, and I think CLA realised she might have peaked with TikTok Live.
You know, there's no way that can start. Like, even my mentality, everything. I couldn't go back and live up north. I couldn't do that because of my mentality. I'm London now. I can't go out. I can't, because it's just how it is, man. So, you know, you can't go backwards, man.
You can't go backwards. CLA 2024, somebody that goes backwards further every single day. I mean, respect, the lack of self-awareness is almost enviable. I wish I could live life with such little self-awareness. Unfortunately, I can't. And I think if you're watching this video, you might feel the same way. But honestly, I don't want to end the video on a sour note. I wanted to find like a positive twist to the CLA tale. And I found one. I mean, it is very much a stretch, but it's a happy ending, kind of.
I get autograph, please.
Oh, I don't have time for this, sweetheart. A bitch like me's got shit to do. #1 in the UK. Roots. Know what time it is.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but the positive takeaway here is she hired a car. Like and sub, or she will drive that car to your address.